While Charter Day has long celebrated UC and all its accomplishments, we must also recognize the once hidden truths behind it. The land sold through the Morrill Act was appropriated from tribal nations, intricately tying the act to California's unique history of Native American dispossession and genocide. UC continues to benefit from this wealth accumulation today. Without acknowledging past and ongoing injustices, and without taking action to address our responsibility to Native nations, especially California Native people, we cannot fully live up to our mission.
Happy birthday, Berkeley. Here's to the next 156 years and to a new era of life. Yeah, looks. Go Bears. Fuck you, Carol! Be free! Fuck you, Carol! You're a piece of shit! You're fucking genocide! You paid $6 billion for the police to beat me! You're a piece of shit! You don't care about women! You don't care about your students! You don't care about any of us, Carol! You're a fucking piece of shit! 156 years of genocide! Of colonization! That's what you're celebrating today! You don't care about us! You don't care about your students! You paid the police to beat me! You piece of shit! You piece of shit! Fuck you, Carol! Fuck you!
Martial arts. Oh, sorry. Cal Wushu intends to do this by introducing UC Berkeley students and community members to Wushu, learning practices for athletes at all levels performing at on-campus and Bay Area events, encouraging a deeper understanding of Wushu, and attending collegiate and national level Wushu tournaments. Please welcome Cal Wushu. Oh, come in later.
you everyone for coming out to the charter rally. Make sure to check out night rally tomorrow night. We're going around the units around all housing. We'll see you there. Happy Charter Week.
Luxury condo development. While this return of land and small returns across the U.S. are at 1%, not stop at the bare minimum, and we sure as shit are not going to stand by and celebrate UC land theft. A celebration held amidst a genocide that they remain silent about, except to demonize those advocating to end it. Disrespectfully, fuck Charter Day, fuck UC Berkeley. We must hold our community, our university accountable by demanding that they divest, rematriate the remains that they hold in the Hearst Museum. None of us are free until we are all free. NUC complicity and free Palestine.
Today is a day of false celebration. A day that an institution continues to perpetuate its violence while failing to acknowledge the suffering of indigenous peoples, both here on Ohlone land and Palestine. To quote Angela Davis, a champion for liberation here and abroad, if we don't take seriously the ways in which racism is embedded in structures of institutions, then we won't ever succeed in eradicating racism. UC Berkeley, like many institutions, is entangled in systems that perpetuate injustice. Through its financial support and silence, it contributes to the ongoing Palestinian genocide. This failure to acknowledge historical wrongdoings is not dissimilar in my experience as a Black American living on these hollowed lands. From the Middle Passage and chattel slavery to Jim Crow and segregation, up to the events of the global protests of 2020, Black people across the diaspora have been stripped of homelands, families, and their identities. These groups of people and our struggles might seem separate, but they share the same root. And over generations, we have laid bare the violence, oppression, and exploitation we have all faced. Davis goes on to say that solidarity always implies a kind of mutuality. And it's time to realize that these issues aren't isolated incidents, but symptoms of a larger problem that should unite us all together. And so we need to fight for liberation on all fronts. We must demand the return of indigenous lands, remains, and belongings. Never forget that Black Lives Matter. And as always, free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
How are we celebrating today? Why are we celebrating today? 156 years ago, colonialism won at this institution. 156 years ago, our Ohlone siblings lost their land. When a university is founded by dispossession, then the third world people can never be represented within the walls of the university. The third world people must take it amongst themselves to advocate for oneself, to fight for the self-determination for our community. That is why we are here today, because we are tired of being unheard. We are tired of being only seen as an escape towards innocence. Our presence is not enough to be considered anti-racist. Our existence is resistance, but our resistance cannot stop there. We get accepted to this university, but in these 156 years of this institution, not once have the third world people been accepted in the university. Today we are caring for a seed that was first planted in the 60s by students of the Third World Liberation Front. Right now, those of you holding a sign, a drum, a banner, upholding that dream, you are the caretaker of this seed. This seed is the dream of the third world students of the past. Once thought to be buried and dead, that dream did not die. Rather, that dream was simply not achieved yet. We are achieving that dream right now. And we will keep continuing achieving this dream until our liberation is succeed. Every action, demonstration, student movement, every time that students of the third world come together as we are right now, that is us caring for that seed. That is us caring for the sapling that is there. And every time we care for that seed, that is when we'll see the fruits of liberation through the tree of freedom. I stand here today in solidarity with folks because I know and understand that in order to achieve our freedom, we must all be free first. I cannot be free until we're all free. And with that, que Palestina viva, viva, y que la lucha siga, siga. Que viva Palestina, que viva todos los pueblos originales. Hasta la liberación y hasta todo. Mucho gusto, muchas gracias. Que viva Palestina.
Hi, my name is Maddie. I'm from Koreans for Decolonization. We are an anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist, pro-unification group of Koreans on different intimacies and relationships to the motherland. We began our No to Asami campaign this semester, where we demanded that the university rename and repatriate the Korean historical artifacts named after Asami Rintaro, a Japanese colonial judge who believed that Koreans had a disease of backwardness that the colonial state aimed to cure. This logic served to justify the forced sexual enslavement and forced labor of millions in Korea by Imperial Japan. UC Berkeley replied, the head librarian replied, that this is not an urgent issue. That 70 years of colonialism is not an urgent issue. They also replied with a stalled promise for renaming. Because they said, after all, the collection came approximately 70 years ago. To UC Berkeley, colonialism is not an urgent issue, it's an issue relegated to the past. And its subjects are only of value if we can generate profit and prestige for this university. Today, Chancellor Christ is here to celebrate the genocide of indigenous people on Turtle Island, while our university stands complicit in the genocide of Palestinian people in Gaza. UC Berkeley was built on native land and funded by further dispossession of land through the Moral Act, which is still being celebrated for its support of racist and exploitative research. They continue to obfuscate this settler narrative while claiming to uphold values of social justice. All of you people taking photos right now are celebrating your membership at a colonial institution. Shame!
Shame!
The Asian and Middle Eastern Studies departments at this university have emerged out of the Orientalist demonization of the Cold War, developed in part to train soldiers, politicians, and imperialist knowledge producers to become more adept and more efficient at committing genocide against our people. We, as the colonial subjects of the world, intimately understand and are forced to grapple with UC Berkeley as a colonial institution, as a land-grant university, as the violent purveyor of our people's histories, as a colonial center of knowledge production. But we must utilize the privileged position that we have to collectivize our resources and strategize for our interlocking struggles. Center our histories and our self-education, we are demanding to take back our history and dismantle this colonial institution.
We will no longer be a footnote to the history of UC Berkeley. We will no longer be a footnote at the bottom of an email that celebrates 156 years of its founding on Ohlone land, where a second email has to be sent that recognizes that. We will no longer be a footnote. We will no longer be forgotten about. Our voices will no longer be unheard. Genocide is the foundation of this university through the Moral Act. That is the founding, that is the basis. Knowledge production here at Berkeley and universities across the country, founded in indigenous lands, using indigenous knowledge, using indigenous ways, and repackaging it and selling it for a price. We here today, as people are celebrating 156 years Charter Day of UC Berkeley, we're here to show you that as students of this campus, we demand more than that. We demand much, much more than that. The bar is in hell. It's sad. It's sad at this day and age that we are still reduced to having to beg to be acknowledged. But that's going to change. The solidarity on campus is real. It's more than solidarity. This is family that you're seeing up here. Take a look at all the different people that are up here right now. This is the reality. This is the truth. This is the world. The third world is the real world. So things are changing, and we're not going to stand by allowing the status quo to continue. They think that we're going to get exhausted, that we're going to get tired, that we're going to give up, that things go on as normal because we want our jobs. We want to do well in the world. We want to continue. We want to feed our families. Yeah, we want to do that, but we're not going to continue as normal. We're not going to let things go on just because someone's holding a carrot at the end or a crumb at the seat of the table. We are demanding a new future, one that is marked by solidarity, by family, by community, that acknowledges the historical and ongoing dispossession and genocide that universities are the bastions of within this Western framework. So thank you for being out here. We have one more speaker, and I'm going to pass it off to her right now.
Today, we gather on a day that marks 156 years since the establishment of the University of California, Berkeley. 156 years of blood on its hands, from the Morrill Act of 1862 to the mechanisms of oppression in which the UC system currently chooses to invest. Today serves as a stark reminder of a history and present marred by dispossession, violence, and systemic injustice. Today we acknowledge the undeniable truth. that this institution rests upon the legacy of the Ohlone people's land, a legacy tainted by dispossession and genocide. UC Berkeley states that for their celebration today, without acknowledging past and ongoing injustices, we cannot fully live up to our mission. Is this statement a heartfelt acknowledgement, or does it represent the UC's impunity regarding both past and future injustices that they choose to be a part of? We cannot ignore the fact that UC Berkeley, through its investments and actions, has contributed to ongoing cycles of violence and oppression. UC Investments, which manages the $152 billion investment portfolio for the University of California Endowment, plans to invest $4.5 billion in a Blackstone real estate fund as a part of a strategic venture deal signed with the private equity giant. This investment will, in turn, fund companies like Lockheed Martin, implicating us in a web of violence that reaches far beyond our campus borders. Lockheed Martin's role in manufacturing weapons that have devastated lives around the globe, including the deaths of over 30,000 Palestinians in Gaza today, serves as a stark representation of the university's direct participation in acts of violence. Lockheed Martin is a proud provider of the C-130 and F-16 fighter jets that have been serving the Israeli Air Force since the 1970s and 1980s. This genocide did not start on October 7th. Israel has been using this machinery for decades to oppress and kill tens of thousands of Palestinians, and UC's investments deals in Blackstone over the last 15 years have enabled and perpetuated this cycle of violence and human rights violations. The implication of these investments are profound, extending beyond financial transactions to complicity in systemic injustices that have torn families apart and destroyed communities. My own family has been directly affected by these investments, as more than 60 of my own family members have been martyred in Gaza. As a student here, how can I look my family members in the eyes as they are exterminated in an outright genocide that is funded by my tuition dollars? It is a moral imperative for institutions of higher learning, especially one as influential as UC Berkeley, to reflect on the ethical implications of their investment decisions. The pursuit of profit cannot justify the support of industries and companies that contribute to war, violence, and the erosion of human rights. As members of this academic community, it is our responsibility to call for transparency, accountability, and reevaluation of justice, peace, and respect for all peoples. Our collective voice and actions can pave the way for change. Demanding UC to divest from entities that fuel genocide and to invest in a future that upholds the dignity and rights of individuals around the world. As you enjoy the food provided at the celebration of 156 years of blood on the UC's hands, think about the women, men, and children of Gaza that are being starved to death. Join me in remembering my uncle, who was killed in the bombing of a bakery as he attempted to feed his starving children. Chancellor Christ and all those who represent this institution must confront the bloodstained legacy that their decisions help perpetuate. It is not enough to stand idly by or offer platitudes in the face of systemic injustice. Action must be taken to divest from industries and corporations that profit from the suffering and oppression of people around the world. UC has blood on its hands, and those who represent it, like Chancellor Christ, have blood on their hands. Though I have made statements that indeed will provoke sorrow in all of your hearts, I would like to remind my people and all of our allies, كن موافقا يا شعب أمتنا إن انتصارنا قادم. Be confident, O people of our nation, for our victory is coming. Thank you.
We will no longer allow this university to co-opt the history of the free speech movement. We will no longer stand idly by and pretend that we are not complicit in genocide, in colonialism, in police brutality in our own neighborhoods. The university spent $6.62 million to bring in 1,400 riot police and private security guards from out of our neighborhood, from all over the state, from CSUs, from UCs, from SF, from Eureka, from Fresno, to come in and brutalize myself and my community on January 4th. They brutalized us. UC police on this campus from across the state brutalized students, alumni, faculty at this school, and random community members standing by, not even protesters, people standing by and recording. Elders were intentionally shoved onto the ground. People had to go to the hospital, a facial fracture, 2 broken ribs. I'm still waiting on the results from my knee injury. This is what we are paying for with our tuition dollars. We are paying for genocide, we are paying for police brutality, we are paying for continued colonialism, we are paying for our voices to be ignored, for our money to go into BlackRock, for the university to invest, for the regents to continue to raise their income and to buy themselves more mansions.
Boo!
From People's Park to Palestine, occupation is a crime. We will not stay silent. We will continue to block this gate to show you the genocide that is happening, because apparently that's what we have to do. We have to shove it in your faces for you to remember that this is where your money is going. We need you to wake up. Every single one of you students that just walks by and ignores this, that puts your headphones on and turns the other way, and all of you that are standing here, don't be afraid. Come closer, come talk to us. You don't need to stand back and be worried. We are stronger together. This university knows that. They know that. That's why they send their administration and their police to shut down our protests. That's why they tell us that we're not protesting the right way or at the right time or in the right manner, that we're being violent when we're demanding for an end of genocide, that we're being violent when we speak up about the fact that we were beaten by police, that we're being violent when we ask for them to recognize the colonial consequences of this university. The fact that we still have thousands of bones and artifacts hidden across this campus that they refuse to return because they separated people's bodies by parts. By parts. They separated the skulls into one pile, the femurs into another, and now they won't return these bodies because they claim they have no way to identify who is who.
So we hope that this is just a good example of not only what the future is here, but what is the now, the present, which is the solidarity and no more allowing things to pass by, as Rico says, to pass idly by as the university just continues business as normal, as just countless examples of absolute injustice and genocide is happening from 106 years ago and then through today. So with that, thank you for being here. I hope that you're inspired to go home, to read up on these issues, to show up, to show support, to speak to the university, because this university is our university. We are the students, we are the teachers, we are the GSIs, we are the faculty. This is our university. The university uses student labor to run its operations, to teach its courses. We are the ones designing curricula. We are the ones paying tuition money. This is our university, and we demand not only acknowledgement, retribution for the ongoing genocide. We demand cutting all ties with genocidal companies, genocidal research, anything that funds the destruction of a human being or any people at all. Thank you.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! charge you with genocide. Carol, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide.
Oh, yeah, they're not back.